Ladies and gentlemen, wake up, because the Los Angeles Rams are officially entering a transformative phase that could redefine the NFC West hierarchy for the next decade. We are not just talking about minor roster adjustments here. We are witnessing a fundamental shift in philosophy, personnel, and leadership that signals the end of one era and the aggressive beginning of another. From the wide receiver room to the quarterback of the future and even the coaching staff, everything is on the table today. Buckle up, because the decisions being made right now inside that building are absolutely critical.
We start with a developing situation regarding the Rams' wide receiver core that sources have confirmed as of today, February 25th. The official team site has published a feature on Tutu Atwell that effectively serves as a farewell letter, indicating the speedster is set to test the free agency market. This is not a sudden decision, but a calculated consequence of Sean McVay's evolving offensive identity. Insider reports point directly to the Rams' drastic shift toward 12 personnel, using 2 tight ends, and a power run game centered around Kyren Williams. In the latter half of last season, Atwell's snap count plummeted because this offense now demands receivers who can dig out safeties and block linebackers, a role that Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp excel at, but one that simply does not suit Atwell's frame. From a factual standpoint, Atwell's production dipped significantly as the scheme pivoted, making him the odd man out in a room that requires grit over pure speed. Now, let me switch gears and speak plainly to the Rams fan base, because this is frustrating. We are talking about a former second-round draft pick here. The Rams spent premium draft capital on Tutu Atwell, famously passing on elite centers like Creed Humphrey, only to let him walk out the door for nothing just a few years later. It is an indictment on that specific draft strategy, and quite frankly, it stings. However, you have to respect the ruthlessness of this front office. They admitted the mistake, they changed the scheme, and they are not falling into the sunk cost fallacy. They know they cannot force a square peg into a round hole when they are trying to chase a Super Bowl. Atwell is a talented deep threat, but he is a luxury item in an offense that is returning to a blue-collar, physical identity. He will find a home elsewhere, maybe in a spread system like Miami or Kansas City, but his time in Los Angeles is effectively over. But listen closely, because if you are shedding speed on the outside, you better have a quarterback who can thread the needle to the big targets remaining. And right now, the long-term plan behind Matthew Stafford has been terrifyingly empty, until a new trade rumor surfaced this morning that changes everything.
Before we dive into the explosive quarterback trade rumors that are shaking up the league, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Do not miss a single update on how this roster is being rebuilt, brick by brick. If you are worried about the post-Matthew Stafford era, you need to pay attention to this report coming out of Heavy Sports today, February 25th. There is significant momentum building behind a trade proposal that would send New Orleans Saints quarterback Spencer Rattler to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for a mid-round draft pick. This is a strategic, forward-thinking move designed to secure a legitimate successor to Stafford. The Saints have a crowded quarterback room with Derek Carr entrenched as the starter and Jake Haener battling for spots, leaving Rattler as a prime trade asset. For the Rams, this makes too much sense. Rattler possesses elite arm talent and the ability to make off-platform throws that eerily mirror what Stafford does on Sundays. He dropped in the draft due to consistency issues, but under the tutelage of Sean McVay, he could be the steal of the decade. Let me tell you right now, this is the kind of aggressive move the Rams must make. You cannot sit around and hope Stetson Bennett magically becomes a franchise quarterback. You cannot rely on Jimmy Garoppolo's health history. You need a young gun with a rocket arm who just needs discipline and structure. Spencer Rattler was once projected as the #1 overall pick for a reason. The talent is undeniable. He has the swagger, he has the velocity, and he has the mobility to extend plays when the pocket collapses. Bringing him to Los Angeles allows him to sit, learn, and absorb the most complex offense in football without the pressure of starting day one. It is a low-risk, high-reward gamble that Les Snead loves to take. If McVay can fix Baker Mayfield in 48 hours, imagine what he can do with Spencer Rattler in 2 years. This is about insurance for today and dominance for tomorrow. Stafford is not getting any younger, and one hit could end the season. You need a backup who can actually sling the rock, not just manage the game. However, a shiny new backup quarterback means absolutely nothing if the opposing offense is torching you for 40 points a game because your secondary is full of holes. Which brings us to the draft strategy that was just leaked.
The intensity is ramping up because we now have clarity on how the Rams plan to use their premium draft capital. Today, February 25th, analysis from Yardbarker and the Times of India has explicitly linked the Rams to 2 ferocious cornerbacks, Ohio State's Davison Igbinosun and Tennessee's Jamad McCoy. The reports highlight that the franchise, which possesses 2 first-round picks, is laser-focused on completely overhauling the secondary. Last season, the Rams' defense overachieved thanks to a relentless pass rush from rookies like Jared Verse and Braden Fisk, but the back end was often exposed against elite competition. Igbenegson brings exceptional length and physicality, thriving in press-man coverage, while McCoy is a ball-hawking playmaker who can turn the tide of a game in an instant. This is not just a rumor, it is a declaration of intent. The Rams are tired of seeing receivers run free. Now let me be loud and clear about this. In the NFC West, you do not have a choice. You are facing DK Metcalf twice a year. You are facing Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. You are facing Marvin Harrison Jr. in Arizona. If you trot out a soft secondary, you will get embarrassed. You need dogs. You need corners who want to tackle, who want to get in your face, and who are not afraid of the moment. Drafting Igbenegson or McCoy signals that the Rams are trying to recreate the no-fly zone mentality. We saw what happened when the defense couldn't get off the field on 3rd down last year. It puts too much pressure on the offense. By investing first-round capital into the cornerback position, the Rams are acknowledging the Aaron Donald era is over, and they must build a defense that wins with coverage and collective speed rather than just relying on one alien in the middle. This is the domino effect of the Tutu Atwell news. They are saving money on offense to spend assets on defense. But you can draft all the talent in the world, yet without the right voice in the locker room to teach them what it means to be a Ram, that talent will go to waste. And that is exactly why this next move is the most important of them all.
We have saved the most emotional and culturally significant update for last. Today, February 25th, it was confirmed by Fox Sports and Sports Illustrated that the legendary Robert Woods, affectionately known as Bobby Trees, will be joining the Los Angeles Rams coaching staff for the 2026 season. After recently announcing his retirement from playing, Woods is wasting no time pivoting to the next chapter of his career, and there is no better place for him than back home in Los Angeles. This move is being hailed as a masterstroke to maintain veteran leadership within the organization. Woods was the heartbeat of the Rams culture during the early McVay years. He was the guy doing the dirty work, blocking defensive ends, running jet sweeps, and setting the standard for selflessness. Now he returns to instill that same we not me mentality into the next generation. I am telling you, this brings a tear to my eye. This man tore his ACL and watched his team win a Super Bowl without him on the field, yet he never complained. He cheered them on. He is the definition of a professional. Having Robert Woods in that building to mentor Puka Nacua is unfair to the rest of the league. Puka is already a star, but with Bobby Trees teaching him the nuances of route running and run blocking, he could become a Hall of Famer. This is how you sustain success. It is not just about the plays on the whiteboard, it is about the people in the room. Woods knows the system better than anyone. He knows what Sean McVay demands. He commands instant respect from every player on that roster. By locking him in for the 2026 staff, the Rams are ensuring that the culture of hard work and sacrifice does not fade away as the roster gets younger. This completes the circle we talked about at the beginning. From cutting players who don't fit, to trading for high upside quarterbacks, to drafting physical defenders, and finally bringing back a cultural icon to lead them. This is a perfect offseason blueprint.
This is a decisive moment for the Los Angeles Rams. They are shedding the old skin of the past and aggressively building a monster for the future. The departure of Tutu Atwell, the potential arrival of Spencer Rattler, the focus on a physical secondary, and the return of Robert Woods all point to one thing: urgency. I want to hear from you right now. Do you think Spencer Rattler is the right heir apparent to Matthew Stafford, or should they look elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because the debate is heating up. We are building a community here, and your voice matters. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, go Rams.